Hey all, it's Jess from Sunflower Dairy. So I'm out in the greenhouse today and I'm actually planting a bunch of brassicas. If you don't know what a brassica is in the cabbage family. So brassicas are pretty cold hardy. So you can usually plant them out about a month before your last frost date, depending on how cold it is in your area. So today I am planting broccoli and cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbages. So all of those are brassicas and they are all cold hardy. So I am zone 5B, 6A, and my last frost date is about the middle of May. So I can plant these out in about April. So I need to go ahead and get these started so that they have enough time to grow and be big enough when I set these out. So I have already labeled these. I am planting a whole bunch of brassicas today, so I'm just going to go ahead and plant them now. So with the brassicas, they grow pretty well. So all I'm doing is taking my finger and I'm pressing down in each of the soil spots here. And you can usually plant them, one or two seeds depending on, how good your seed is. But for the most part, brassicas grow really well and also they grow really quickly. I've noticed that they're one of the quickest things that I plant. Usually within just a couple days I am seeing brassicas sprout. So they grow super quickly. So I'm just going to take one or two seeds and put them in each spot. And I already have all of these labeled because I'm planting a whole bunch of different varieties. So I want to make sure that I know what is what. So I'm just going ahead and planting these. Just one or two in each spot. Just putting them down in that little dent I put there in the soil. And one thing to remember when you're planting seeds is just plant it double the size of the seed. You don't want to plant seeds too deeply. And also you want to read your seed packages because some seeds actually need light to germinate. So you actually don't plant those ones like actually covered. So you want to make sure that you're reading those packages and seeing what exactly each variety needs. Alright, this is the first thing I planted. That was purple cauliflower. Alright, this here is a green cauliflower. It's starting to feel like spring here. Our snow is finally melted and our ground is finally starting to warm up. So definitely getting excited for spring, but that also means that there's lots and lots of things to do right now. And also keeping track of when seeds need to be planted, because certain things need to be planted at certain times, especially depending on your growing season. That really will depend on when you need to grow things, because depending on your growing zone, you might need to get things planted at a certain time or else you won't get a harvest. Alright, this is sprouting broccoli. in the next couple days I'm gonna have to get all the garden beds ready, because pretty soon not only the brassicas but the other cold hardy stuff is gonna be getting put out pretty soon too. Just like the brassicas, we're also going to be putting out snow peas and all of those cold hardy things. Alright, this is cauliflower. It's definitely starting to feel like spring. The greenhouse is definitely starting to be warm every day. And also we're starting to get those longer daylight hours, which those are really important, especially if you're going to be starting your seeds in the greenhouse, because plants actually need a certain amount of daylight to germinate. So that all works together. We're actually this coming week going to be changing the clock, so we'll definitely be getting more daylight then. Alright, this here's another broccoli. Definitely in the time of seed starting, where I definitely have to be checking the calendar every day to see what things that I need to either make sure I'm planting or need to make sure that I plant very soon. So right now I am constantly looking at the calendar, making sure that I know what needs to be planted when, and all of that, because all of that is super important, because if you miss that little window, you know, a lot of times you're going to miss out on that certain variety if you don't have enough time for that to grow before your frost. Alright, I think that is all for that tray. Alright, so I'm just going to lightly cover these. Like I said, these grow super fast, so these will literally be popping up in just a couple days. So that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of seed trays that are gonna have plants and sprouts pretty soon. So that's pretty exciting. We're getting towards the season where the greenhouse is going to start having lots of plant babies in it. So that's getting pretty exciting. It's really starting to feel like spring, especially when the greenhouse starts filling up with all those plants. Alright, so I'm just going to spritz those. Alright, and those are all set. Alright, all, I have a lot more to plant. Thank you all for watching. Have a blessed day.